All right. So live on YouTube now. Let me share. So I'm done sharing. Welcome everyone. Let me give it a few minutes and I'll come back. A few more minutes. Let me hold on for others to join. Is it- All right, YouTube, I'll be back. Hi guys, welcome. I was giving YouTube some time to notify everyone. Oh, my screen is a bit dirty. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Some of you are early birds. Right on time. Okay, so we have 2 more minutes and then we'll start the session. Okay. Where's my pen? Here. We have 2 more minutes and we will start the session. So we're talking about glueless wigs. I'm just going to be sharing tips. The other day on Sunday, I was live on TikTok, but the sad thing about TikTok is TikTok doesn't allow replays to be posted. It doesn't allow replays to be posted. So I couldn't put that up. And I decided that, you know what, I'm going to go live again on YouTube and people would have access to it. Because, I mean, what's the point of sharing something very useful if people cannot have time to watch it? I mean, if you're live here, maybe you even decide that you want to watch it again, the replay will be available. That's the beauty of YouTube. I've had a very, very busy and eventful day, but I promised to go live and I'm going to go live, and that's why I was even here late. Okay, so it's time. This is already 4:10. I wanted to give about 10 minutes for everyone to join before I proceed. Welcome, everyone. Let me know where you're joining in from. The last time I was live on TikTok, people joined from all over. There was someone here from Dubai. There was someone from Dubai. There was someone from Cameroon. There was someone from Aba in Abia State, Port Harcourt. Which other place did we have? We also had someone from Sierra Leone, if I'm not mistaken. So let me know where you guys are joining in from. Where are you joining? Hi, Miracle Blessing. Miracle Blessing. I think you've joined my live stream before. I think I know you very well. Hi. Ma'am says she's joining in from Ghana. This person from Ghana looks like someone that I've taken my course before. I think you've taken my course because except maybe you're a different person. Miracle Blessing, I'm joining from Warri Delta State. Oh, hi, Miracle, welcome. Warri, no, they carry last. We have Kenny from Lagos. Hi, Kenny, welcome. Welcome. I'm assuming you all are wig makers. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here because, in as much as I know that I am sharing value, it takes someone to believe in what you do. You guys believe in what I do. You think that I share something really useful for you to be able to burn your data and your time to be here. So, thank you. Yes, Miracle, you always join my life. I know your names. Yeah, I'm good with names. Maybe not faces, but I'm good with names. Here by Ima, River State. Hi, Ima, welcome. Um, okay, all right, guys. So let's just keep it going. For anyone that is just joining, I asked where you're all joining it from, and that's the reason why you can see people typing in where they are joining the live stream from. Welcome. So, as you know, I'm talking about this live stream is basically for glueless frontal wigs, right? And if you notice, it kind of looks like I'm obsessed with glueless frontal wigs. And I think I am. I'm actually obsessed with it because I love the fact that I can make a wig for someone. Women buy wigs really expensive. I have a wig company, and wigs are not cheap. Wigs are expensive. We they buy these wigs expensive with frontal HD lace, and most times they can't wear it anymore after maybe like they've installed it. Like for them to wear it, they have to install it, and then obviously like you're installing it with glue, it's really very high maintenance too. You're not supposed to sweat, you're not supposed to allow water to touch it, you're supposed to be time back. It's very high maintenance to be honest. And if and I kept thinking like if there is a way that I can make these wigs to sit on these women, the customers that I want to serve, my target audience, because I have target audience. I said it in my last stream. Maybe I'll get to that today. There's a way I can do it for them. I'm going to do it, and that is me solving a problem. So I told you guys that for those that are, let me just recap for those that are meeting me for the first time. My name is Pere. I have a hairstyling company here in Port Harcourt, and in fact, we are expanding in a few weeks. Yes, we're expanding. Glory be to God. You guys will find out soon. We're expanding in a few weeks. We're a team of 5. Yeah, we're a team of 5, excluding our manager. And I absolutely love doing hair. In fact, I get to be honest, I don't know if you guys have experienced it. I've been doing hair for like 8 years. I started this business 8 years ago. I get I don't get bored of doing hair. I just have this feeling, that feeling of redundancy when you've been doing something over and over and over. Yeah, it happens to me. Usually when that happens to me, I move to something else. There was time I was feeling that way. I was feeling really tired. I pivoted and I said, you know what, I want to be a very good colorist. And I went to Lagos. I took a training for about 4 or 5 days. I took a training and I was really good. At some point, I decided, I know what, I want to upgrade my services. I decided to go about, I started to learn how to cut hair, like layering, so like I've been doing hair for 8 years. Someone said, well, don't tell me that's a wig. Oh, it's not a wig. It's not a wig. Who said it's a wig? I'm joking, guys. This is a wig and it has HD delay, so you can literally not tell that I'm wearing a wig because this is like kinky texture. I have really long hair. My hair itself is very long, so many a times people cannot really tell. Like this is how long my hair is. Can you see? This is my weave. I have really long hair. Many times people cannot really tell that I'm wearing a wig. They just really think that it's my hair. Especially because I have like 2 of this wig. I have one that I wear my hair out, like in the middle, like leave out. For those of you that do leave out. So yeah, basically that's me. For those of you that are meeting me for the first time, that is who I am. I have authored a book. I have another one coming in really soon. The books basically focus on the business side of doing hair, and I know that that's something that a lot of hairstylists are not taught. Right? We are taught to learn the skill. The skill is just 20% of everything. There is the marketing aspect, there's the business aspect of it. The more I learn, the more I'm willing to come and to share with everyone, which is the reason why, in fact, if you're here, please just subscribe to this channel. If you can go through if you have the time after this live stream, you can watch the previous videos that I went live. I said a lot. I think one of the episodes I was even talking about if your business can survive without Instagram, because we lost access to our Instagram for like 6 months. Instagram disabled my account. I was mostly on TikTok and Facebook. Facebook wasn't really doing much. Most of you found me on TikTok, and that's because I told myself, you know what, I'm not going to limit myself to Instagram. So I found other ways, and I'm even still finding other ways, to put my business out there, traditional marketing, multiple ways, referral marketing, just so many other ways. You can watch those videos. They're all here on my YouTube. I went live on TikTok on Sunday, but I decided that, you know what, I'm going to do it on YouTube, so that I'm going to continue our live streams continuously on YouTube, so that anybody that wants to watch a replay can easily just watch a replay, because what I share, I'm not trying to brag. I'm saying it's all humility. Is very valuable. And I think people need to hear it over and over. All right, so that's about me. Nice to meet you if you're meeting me for the first time. Um, so the last time I was live, I started by asking questions, right? I want to believe that everybody here has a wig making business. Everybody here, you make wigs, or you have a hair business. So that's basically what this is going to be about, that because we're talking about glueless wigs. So the first question I want to ask you is, why did you start your business? Why did you start your business? Why did you start the business? Did you start your business just so you could make ends meet, or you started your business so your business can be a solution, or you saw a solution you saw a problem in the industry and you decided that your business is going to solve that problem? I want you to ask yourself that question. You don't necessarily have to like type into the comment section to reply. If you want to do that, that's fine. But I want you to think, why did you start that business? The reason why I'm asking is because sometimes you can get carried away with what is distraction. If you're someone that is in pursuit of something, distraction is very real. Lack of clarity, when you don't have clarity on what is very, it affects a lot of us. So you have to know why you started. So it kind of like reminds you. The why you started is more like your vision, the vision you have for your business. Why did you start the business? For me, I was a makeup artist. I was doing makeup because I love makeup, and I ventured into hair because I was led to start it. Those of you that have known me before now, I was led to start hair. And then as I started doing bridal hair, the more I met women, customers, brides, the more I saw that there was a problem, there's a vacuum. People did not know how to make wigs. Then I learned how to make frontal wigs. I was, if not maybe the first person, I am the top three wig maker in Port Harcourt that started making wigs using head measurements, because there is a problem. I had customers that were telling me, oh, the wig, it's either too small or it's too big, it's not their size. And I was like, no, there has to be a problem for this. That was the first time I knew. This was like 8 years ago. That was when I knew that, okay, so it means all head size are not the same. It means all head sizes are not the same. Same way your shoe size is different. That's how God made it. Our heads are not the same size. You know the funny thing? Even our hairline, we all don't have the same hairline. See my hairline. Can you see? Some people have low hairline. And that is what when I always post in my TikTok video and I say that you always have to consider the hairline of the customer when you're taking measurement. That's what I mean. The hairline, you have to consider it. So why did you start that business? Someone said, got tired of investing my time in someone else's business when I can use same energy to build my brand. And I know ladies buy this daily and I use. Yeah, that's a very good reason to start a business. But let me also correct something. There is nothing like wasting of time when you're working for somebody, except you're working for someone that doesn't have a vision. There's, I have team members, I have staff that they will tell you that since they've been working for me, that they can see. There's sometimes that maybe the reason I've noticed, right, that many times the people you work for, it can take you it can take you a step ahead or take you 10 steps backwards. Now, there are places where you work, you learn things like structures. Michael said he was working in a bank, totally understandable. Michael, you worked in a bank, in the banking sector, meaning banking sectors are very structured. It means you have an idea on how to structure your hair business. There's always something to learn. And guess what? Someone like Michael that has experience in the corporate world, he will not be doing business. Michael, if in case you are not, You're not supposed to be doing business like people who did not have any experience in the corporate sector. Don't know if that makes sense. There's a lot to learn. The communication structure, how your pricing, a lot of things are supposed to be done differently. If do you understand, when you work with someone, there's nobody that would come out of my business now if they're very serious with their life that's working with my team members that would not they would dust every other person because there's a lot they're learning. They see me, they're shadowing me at work, they see me do live streams, they see that I'm writing books, they see the way that I'm very passionate about helping people, which is something that I know that they see, So it just makes them different. So there's really no wasting of time. If you ask me, even if you've worked in the bank or any other corporate, trust me, you've not wasted time, you've learned. You need to go back and ask yourself, what are the things, Michael, go back and ask yourself, what are the things I have learned from here? Structure is one thing you learn. You cannot work in a bank and all banks are structured. There is step by step. All banks have what they call organogram. Businesses that are structured have organogram. You have your managing director, you have there's proper communication channels, like everything. And that's something that we ought to take into our hair business. We do hair business like it's a hobby. No, it's not a hobby, it's a business. It's a business. It's a business. When you treat it like a business, your customers will treat it like a business. They will respect you. I have a website. It's something that I always wanted to do, but I was feeling like, oh, maybe the people in my environment they will not be able to use website. That's not true. I have a website. My clients send in their details to book. Some of them even book. Sometimes we wake up and see that somebody has booked, somebody has shopped online. I did media sales sometime in May, and all the sales that we did were online. The website that I used to do our sales gave me data analytics, how many weeks were sold, how many customers were returning customers. That kind of business cannot be, you cannot, I can't be disrespected by a customer. They don't just see me as an ordinary head. There are some businesses, there are some vacations you do that just by default, people look down on you. Hair business, that's the reason why you see hear someone tell you that to revamp is why is not 5K, 15K, 20K is too much because in their eyes, what you're doing is not valuable. So you have to intentionally reposition yourself by your people call it packaging. I don't really want to call it packaging. I just think it's how you show up. You take services via your website. Someone books you, they get an email. That is how you elevate your business. Why did you start the business? That's number one. For me, like I said, I started my hair business to profile a solution. I was doing makeup because I love makeup. I was getting, a few bookings here and there. But when I started doing it, I was led to do hair, and over time, I started saying that okay, this is really something that I like to do. Women have issues with their wigs. Same thing we have currently with glueless frontal wigs, right? Another question I want you to ask yourself is, what problem does your business solve? In my current season, my business is solving wig-related problems, specifically glueless wigs. People get bored of their wigs. We offer layering and color services to just make the wig look like it's brand new. It happens. People get bored of their wigs. It happens. Changing color can make the wig look fresh, like it's new all over again. Those are some of the problems that we solve. But the most common one that we want to be known for, that we are building our strengths to be known for, is that we solve problems with glueless, like frontal wigs. If you've dumped your frontal wig, you've not been able to wear it, come, we're gonna help you fix it, right? And that's one of the things that I'm teaching wig makers currently. In fact, recently I just opened an Instagram page, the Glueless Wig School. It's on Instagram. It's a new account. If you follow Divas I Pray, I did a collaboration with the new account because I want to be sharing videos, tutorials of clients, students that have taken my course in the past and how they've been able to. It has also helped them to scale up to make more money in their businesses. What problem does your business solve? How much do you want your business to grow? How far do you want your business to grow? Now, this last question is going to take us really far because depending on your vision and how much you want to make monthly, how far you want to grow, you would be tempted to do something different. I don't know if you guys have heard about this thing. If you want to go, the bottom, how do you even say that the sky is certain point. If you want to remain average, if you want to remain average, you can keep doing whatever other person is doing. If you want to go far beyond, my Instagram page is Divas by Pere. If you want to go beyond, the norm, you want to go really far, where it is where you don't have a lot of people, right? Where we don't have a lot of people, you have to do what many other people are not willing to do, which is you trying to be the 1%. Now, the last time I was live, I shared something. I told you guys, even in my webinar, I always say this. I didn't figure out that, oh, glueless wig is something that women want a solution on. I didn't figure it out on my own. I woke up one day and during my quiet time, my head God tell me, focus on glueless frontal wigs. And I started focusing on it. Do you see how when I post videos on TikTok, we have a lot of people a lot of wig makers that are struggling with it? He showed me. I'm a Christian, right? And I live my life based on what the Bible says. There's a part of the Bible that says, "I'm he that teacheth you to prosper." If God is showing me that glueless frontal wig is the next big thing, if you're a wig maker, you've joined my live stream before, you've not taken action, I don't know what you're waiting for because glueless frontal wigs. But see, it has come to stay. There are so many women that are dealing with hairline issues. I know someone that her red blood cells, I think that's the condition, fights, eats up the follicles of her hair. So she's constantly bald, like bald. I think she has tried to do a transplant before, hair transplant, and it failed. She traveled abroad, did a hair transplant, it failed, and she was supposed to go back again. People have issues that affect their hair, and if they are able to wear their frontal wigs without glue, there's a way that when a woman gets her hair done, it boosts her confidence. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Whenever if you've had customers sit on your chair after doing their hair, the way they feel, it makes them feel good. It's like the hair session is like a therapy session for them. If you've experienced that, if you've seen that happen, then you know that hair is, I won't really say it's the glory of a woman. People say the crown of a woman, but it helps to boost your confidence. So imagine that you're able to help most of these women that have issues with hair loss from maybe postpartum or alopecia, which is very, very common. You go really far. There are companies I know. I think Honey Hands. There's two other companies. I can't remember their name. There's another one called Neola Wigs. My hair brand name is Divas by Pere. Divas by Pere. My name is Pere. Divas by Pere. If someone can type it in so that others can see it on Instagram, you're going to see the second page same page, same handle that you guys found, same handle on TikTok, the same handle on Instagram. So there are women that struggle with hair loss, and if you're able to make, in fact, there are wig brands that have tapped into this thing and are making so much money from it. The wig designer that designs, Victory Obera, thank you so much. The wig designer that designs Davido's wife's hair, Choma, she Honey Hands, I follow her. She makes really beautiful short wigs. She has tapped into it. Her wigs are glueless. In fact, she went to China to design wig caps that sits without. See, if you are a wig maker and maybe you're tired of how much you currently make, you want to make more money, you want better, you've been working for so many years, you're not seeing money. This is one of the easiest ways for you to branch out. This is one of the easiest ways for you to scale that business. This is one of the easiest ways for you to increase your revenue. I don't think YouTube would allow me to post. No, YouTube will not allow me to post it. I would have loved to share you a screenshot of revenue so far just from glueless frontal wigs. I get emails from my website Fresher every single day. It gives me update of our I get it weekly, sorry. It gives me update of our weekly performance. How many returning customers, how many new customers, what service is our most booked service. Currently, one of our most booked service is glueless frontal wigs, and it is one of our most expensive service because I don't want to spend so much money to learn how to make glueless frontal wigs and people don't pay. It's a service that I bet you know how frontals are expensive. HD lace frontals are expensive. If you want to buy a frontal now, a good one, it's like 200 and something thousand. And you cannot tell me that someone that buys a wig for 1 point something million naira, 2 point something million cannot pay you to have her hair rewigged to sit glueless. They will pay you. Most of you don't have faith and confidence in yourself. You're not confident in what you do. You're just winging it, especially on TikTok. For those of you that are joining from Instagram, you're a bit different. But the new people that are finding my page on TikTok, most of you have seen your page, and I'm saying this with all due respect because someone has to tell you, nobody's coming to save you. You have to get up for yourself. You have to get up for yourself, believe in yourself, be willing to invest in yourself. I opened some people's pages when I was about to mess because on TikTok, it's not possible for you to send someone a message if you don't open their page. So, I mean, I'm sending people tips in DMs and I'm seeing their pages. It looks like a joke. If you are yourself, many of you will not pay yourself for the way you've presented your business. It is time to step up. If there is any time for you to make a name in wherever you are, it is now. Now that the whole world has not caught up with glueless frontal wigs, now is the time. And the best part about this thing is, it is a like. Let me tell you how businesses thrive. One way a business thrives is when a business is hitting a pain point. You are here because I'm saying something that is useful to you. Nobody would come live. If I like, let me go live every day. Nobody will come if this is not important. If it's not trying to, if I'm not here to solve a problem that you have. And that's how businesses work. If your business is not meeting a need, if it's not solving a problem, that business is useless. You are currently you work in an industry, the hair industry, big industry that is saturated. The, how do you if you're in an industry that's saturated, there are ways to stand out. The industry saturated does not mean you shouldn't get up. No, when I started doing hair, I was asking God, you're telling me to do hair. I don't really like hair because most of the hairstylists I know, they eat hand to mouth, and I don't want to be that person. I just graduated from school. Why can't I do any other thing? Why are you telling me to do hair? Besides, I love doing makeup, and I was also a fashion designer. I was blogging, like I was into so many things. Why hair? And then as I started Obey God, I just feel, no, I don't have a class on layering. Um, Tega said, I'm so interested in this class. Yeah, Tega, you can be interested. Are you willing to invest in yourself? Because nobody will come and teach you how to make glueless frontal wigs for free. Do you understand that? I want you guys to understand that. In fact, the way that I'm coming to even share what I'm sharing with you, people will not do it. I'm doing it because I love to impact people. When my time on earth is over, or I want to resign from being a hairstylist, I want people to say because of this person. In fact, there are people till now that will tell me that will still send me message, tell me thank you. I joined your live stream. I took one of your courses. This changed it changed the game from. I mean I've had those kind of students. I have this coaching program I do every year that I help. I didn't do it last year. This year I intend to do it in November. We always do it in November. You're tired of earning peanuts in your business. I'm going to help you. I can help you scale and double your income, 7 figures. I'm going to show you how you can make money. Normally, you make peanuts from one customer. You can start making more from one customer. I can show you what works for me. It has worked for me over and over, and it's still working till today. That's my coaching program. So I want to live. I'm living a life that I want people to say, "Oh, your life helped me. Your book has helped me. Your book opened my eyes." In fact, I have people that have bought my ebook, and they've come to tell me, "Oh my God, I never saw it this way." It's just an ebook. That is the kind of life that I'm living. I'm trying to live an impactful life, and that's the reason why I come here to share. I'm not coming to share because I'm such a good person, no. Because what I'm doing tallies with the vision that I have for my life. Don't know if that makes sense. So this is more like an assignment. It gives me joy and fulfillment that somebody's business got better because they heard something that I shared with them. And most of the challenges that you guys are facing in your business, if you want to list them now, I can bet you that I have experienced most of them. So I'm actually qualified to tell you that this is what I did to solve this problem. There was a time in my business where it was like, I don't understand. Why am I not making beyond these points? Why am I stuck here? Did they tie me to 500K? Like, is it a course? You know, but that changed because I figured something out that I did not know before. And you know, information that will change your life is really not on the street. If it's on the street, everybody will be doing it. So that's one question I wanted to ask you guys. Any business that doesn't solve a problem, I'm looking at my notes. Any business that doesn't solve a problem is useless. This sounds like an insult, but it's not. For those of you that are watching on TikTok, I don't mean to come off rude. I just want to advise you, take yourself seriously. Sometimes the level of confidence that you exude is the reason why people don't pay you what you want them to pay you, because you don't have the knowledge. There's a certain level of knowledge that you have, right? I have a student that used to be afraid to charge. The moment she took my course, that same month, someone booked her from the US. She made 3 glorious frontal wigs, pre-styled. This pre-styled wedding hair that is trending. How would she have been able to do it? How would she have been able to deliver pre-styled wedding hair if she couldn't make the frontal glueless? 3. She collected her money. There's even someone else that when she took my course, my GLUELESS WIG course, before the class started, because at the time it was a pre, I was still filming it and I filmed with expert. I don't film classes with my phone. I don't do that. So before the class started, she had collected wigs from 5 different customers. So the money she spent on the course, she had made it back even before she took the course. Before she took the course. All these videos, the last time I went live, I said it, I'm going to be posting all of this content. You'll be seeing screenshots from their chats. So you know that I'm not here to give you bobo juice. Those of you that follow me, you know me, I'm not interested in blowing my trumpet. I don't know how to lie, because if I lie, I will forget. I'm telling you facts. People that have the course of their business have changed because they learned something new. They saw that, oh, this thing is actually a problem. Oh, let me put hands there. They're not there trying to wing it, looking for cheap classes. No. Anybody that would show you how to make glorious frontal beats will charge you money for it. And in fact, recently, I have even upgraded our course. The course I used to show you, you guys saw the way the air taps are sitting flat, which is something that most of you struggle with. That was what I could show you then. But now I have even upgraded, more knowledge. There's also there's now a part 2 of the course that shows you how to mold the hairline. So the frontal is glueless, but it looks like it's installed. It looks like it's installed. You saw the video. It's something that I decided, you know what, I'm going to add this to the course because it doesn't make sense. Presentation matters. Presentation matters. The class is not cheap. I don't sell cheap classes. Let me tell you one thing I do in my class. If you pay for a class with me, you're going to send videos, follow-up videos. This is your progress. This is what's happening. And then if there's any mistake, I can spot it and then I show you. For me to be taking my time to go through your coursework, your practice and everything, you have to pay for the time. So the course we have, the full wig making course is 195,000, and we have installment plans for anybody that is interested. We have installment plans. If you want to pay in 3 installments, you can pay in 3 installments. But I can bet you that if you take that course, especially if right now you're struggling in your business, regardless of whether you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you're in Cameroon, Syria, no matter where you are, if you take that course, there's someone, a very big wig maker in the UK that took my course, and she told me that she had struggled. In fact, she was not even taking orders like glueless. She wasn't anything may concern glueless. She was not mentioning it. She couldn't, because it's embarrassing that you take somebody's order, collect their money, and you cannot deliver. It was a problem for her, but the moment she found my page, she was the first person to pay, and she came back to say thank you. I don't know why I can't insert chats here. This person took that course and can now, with full chest, collect bookings, collect money. And let me tell you one thing about glueless wigs. You can't charge the same price you charge your normal wigs. If you, for example, we make these 2x6 closure wigs at the store for 45,000, I think. Frontal wigs, I think it's 65,000 for regular frontal wigs. For glueless frontal wigs, we charge 95,000. If you want additional service you can add for it, you can add it to it. And initially, when I started making glueless frontal wigs, when I learned it, or when I decided, because I knew how to make glueless frontal wigs, but I wasn't taking it seriously until last year when I told you guys what I heard. I woke up in the morning, I heard it, and I was like, you know what? Started by charging 55,000, and it was still the biggest revenue stream. The moment I started it, the biggest revenue stream in my business till today. Then over time, as I was getting better, changing the quality of the wig cap, changing the quality of the tools that I use, even the thread we used to sew, we don't use. I don't know if you guys have seen those wigs that are they're very quick to lose. It means the thread is not very strong. So because of those changes, we increase the price of our service. So right now it's 95,000. After now, we're still going to increase it, because right now the way we used to package the glueless wigs when we're done is completely different, and that's part of what we are teaching you in the course. So a few things that I would like to mention, right? Um, a few things I would like to mention about glueless frontal wigs is the type of cap that you use matters. I've shared this before, but I said I'm going to talk about it today. The type of cap you use matters. We live in a country, we live in this part of the world where our brothers and sisters that import goods, they import rubbish, the poor quality. They go to China and bring substandard quality because they want to make more money. So you use a wig cap to wig hair today, tomorrow you see that it has slacked, and that would affect the outcome of the wig you make for a customer. A good wig cap stretches. A good wig cap stretches really well. like spandex. It opens and like you can, when you move it, it moves. It's not the type that you try to drag, it doesn't move. No. Tiger said how much please? It's 195,000 in naira. It's a two-part course. The first part we teach you how to construct it, we teach you placement, you finish making the wig. The second part is the part that shows you how to mold the hairline, how to make it look presentable, make it look like this. When the person wears it, it looks like it's glued, but it's not glued. We're going to show you how to do that, and it's a full course. The other thing I like to mention is measurements. Now, when taking head measurements, I find that people forget that most big makers, you don't know this because I mean the knowledge is not knowledge that you pick on the street. If you check on YouTube, Google YouTube, check YouTube from now to tomorrow. What I'm sharing with you, nobody has shared it. Maybe you're going to see it in this my live stream. It's not out there. That's why I tell you that if you're not willing to invest in yourself, you think you want to find free knowledge, you end up doing trial and error for 1 year. When within that 1 year you would have grown exponentially, you would have experienced a leap, like big growth. When you pay for something, when you pay for knowledge, you achieve the result faster. And it means that you achieve, you know how to do that thing faster, and it gives you speed. So if between now and December you have a target of this how many million I want to make in my business, and you invest in this course and you are willing to market yourself, to post yourself. One thing I tell my students, when you take a course, don't hide. Show people that you paid for a course and you're upgrading. People respect, even me, customers respect me when I show that, I just upgraded, oh, Omo, I'm not playing. To just be like, Perry, the money go down long now. My customer said, Perry, you want to chop all our money, you've gone to upgrade again. It's a good thing to tell them that, oh, I was struggling with this, now I figured it out. When you pay for a class, it gives you so much, it gives you speed. Speed. My online class, let me give you an instance. My online class, for example, I don't film online classes with my phone. Used to do that a long time ago. I don't do it anymore. If I'm selling an online class, I'm trying to onboard students, I'm trying to teach online, I have a team, a proper team that records it with lights, camera, proper camera, everything, editing is spot on. And then also another thing I do in my courses is I take you every step of the way. For example, if you're teaching online, it's different from when you're learning physically. I don't know if you guys have noticed when you take some online classes, you're finding it very difficult to follow the person. It's because they're teaching you like they are gisting, like we are talking now. No. When you're teaching online, you're supposed to be taking the person one step at a time. For example, if you take my course, you see where I'm showing you step one, this is what you are supposed to do. I'm showing you what to do. Step two is in steps broken down. So it's easy for you to follow and grab the information I'm giving you, to apply it and get the result. And do you know why I'm mentioning this? Because I paid someone to teach me how to teach online. My coach is Stephanie Obi. Go and check her on Instagram. I paid $1,000 to learn how to teach online because I don't want to be that teacher that people will take my course and they'll be like, I didn't learn anything. And that happens many times because people don't know how to teach online. Me personally, I've also taken so many courses online that I couldn't even follow. It was just talk. They're just talking like they're gisting. That's not how to teach. That's why most people tell you that, oh, I don't like take online classes. I don't really understand. I get it. You will not really understand because they are not taking you step by step. If a class is not an in-person class, like a physical class where you're there, if they are teaching online, you have to be very intentional to make sure you're passing the course. That is how intentional I am about teaching. I love teaching. So I had to go pay someone to show me how to arrange my curriculum and how to pass that knowledge. It's one thing for me to know some things, and that's thing for me to be able to impact that knowledge to another person. And that's something that I have been very intentional about because I used to have this struggle with learning subjects like mathematics, and I realized that the teacher I had, back then when I was in primary secondary school, because I finished in the same school. We had primary secondary, we had the same teacher, and he wasn't very good with teaching. He was very intelligent when it comes to mathematics, but he didn't know how to teach. So a lot of us in the class suffered. And me, I struggle with what we call dyscalculia. I don't know if you guys know it. It's a condition where when you see numbers, you struggle to process them. People are just born like that. You have to fight it off. For me, I'm currently fighting it off. I've been taking classes on maths, like recently, maths, and they're taking it step by step. So people who because of my struggle with understanding subject like that, I now get it that most people also struggle to understand things, and it's because of how you as a teacher you teach. So that is why my course is very structured. I tell you guys, my courses are not cheap, but I can bet you it is an investment. Today, someone paid for the class. I don't know if she's here on what. I don't know if she's here. She paid for that class. Trying to remember her name. Orange something. She paid for that class for the course, and she's paying in installments because she desperately wants it. And that is it. You have to be in desperate for me to go and pay somebody. Please teach me how to teach online. It means I'm desperate. I want to learn. That's how it works. And the best thing about you learning how to even do all this, outside of servicing your customers, you also get to teach. But how would you teach when you don't know what to teach? Glueless wig is money that is looking at you, and you're looking at it, but you don't know that this is what you are missing out because you've not tried it. Some of you have to learn to take a step of faith. You have to learn to believe in yourself. Ask yourself, if I perish, I perish. Because, see, let me tell you something. I've told you guys, I've been at a point in my life, my business, where it seemed like nothing was working. I was very busy, but I wasn't seeing my money. I wanted to carry out a project in millions, and I mean, I couldn't do it. I had a hair company. It was a struggle for me to raise money. When I say raise money, I'm not talking about 2 million, 3 million. For like to hair business is money. Hair business is money. It was a struggle. But guess what? I have been working. Do you get where I'm coming from? So I've been in the position where most of you are. But if you are tired of where you are, you want to make more money, this is the science behind it. You have to be willing to offer something that is not random. It's not plenty people know Sabian. Now is the best time. That is when you make the most out of it. That is when you make a name. One of the reasons why I became popular in Port Harcourt, let me tell you guys. When I started my brand, you couldn't count up to 3 hairstylists that were very good with wedding hair. I started it. I told you guys I was led to start it. When God shows you something, start it. I was led to start doing wedding hair, and I became the top. Before others started joining. Like I was the good guys. I used to have 3 brides per weekend. 3 brides. Sometimes I start work by 4. The last bride, I meet the last bride by 7. That's how busy I was. But also, let me tell you something on the downside. I also did not know how to price my service, so I couldn't really see money. Before I would raise 2 million, I would have worked and worked and worked. My body was paining me. It got a point where I was now tired during COVID. I was asking God, like, what am I not doing right? And He started showing me through coaches that I'm always in. I don't know if you guys know Steve Harris. Steve Harris is one coach that God has also used to help me. Stephanie Obi, Trisha Bees. I learned marketing from Trisha Bees. You know, remember I talked about the skill. I've taken so many business classes. So if you that is just starting, you're not even good with your skill, when will you get to the other aspect of which is the business aspect of it? If you want to there's so much money to be made in this industry. I'm telling you guys with all sincerity. I'm not saying it because I want you to come and take my course. There's so much money, but you have to show up differently. You have to be willing to do. You have to offer services that customers are in serious need for. And one of it is Glueless Wig. Glueless Wig is like the next big thing. It's not leaving anytime soon. It's not. Frontals have been existing for how many years now? It don't come out. No, it's still there. So if I were you, I would find a way to make sure that I take a course. Someone is asking how much. Okay, I think I've answered this question. The course is in 2 parts. The first part, I've seen Glueless Week class. I've seen Glueless online courses, right? They just show you how to put the wig on somebody, foam wrap it with mousse. That's not my course. I'm showing you how to construct it from beginning. When you finish the construction from beginning, you can see the ear tabs are lapping. Most of you have seen those videos I posted at the back of the wig is also lapping, is holding the customer very well at the back. Then the second part of the course is where I'm showing you how to make the hairline look like it's glueless, like it's glued, but it's not glued. The way it looks natural, you can see the natural hairline very visible. So that's it for the course. If anybody has any question, you can still ask. So, and that thing that I want you guys to take note of when it comes to making, one of the things I mentioned was the type of cap, the quality of the cap that you use, right? I also mentioned measurement. I said when you're taking head measurement for someone that has a straight hairline and someone that has a low hairline, it's 2 different things. Someone that has a low hairline, their measurement will be longer. Someone that has a straight hairline, the measurement can be 14, but someone that has a low hairline, it might be 15. Because by just automatically by having a low hairline, your front to nip will be longer. This is not something you find on YouTube. So the third thing I want you guys to understand is if you want to learn how to make glueless frontal wigs very well, anything that has to do with end placement, you see that end placement, just throw it away. If you're going to take my course, come like you don't know anything about making wigs. Only come with your knowledge of how to take head measurement and how to transfer it. That is in one of the modules, one of the lessons we have. I think that's lesson one. Lesson one, we talked about head measurements, how to measure it, how to transfer the measurements. We taught all of that in the course, right? We teach it because you might even know how to take measurement, but maybe you're not even transferring the measurements well to the blockhead. That one's a problem. Many people, you see a lot of my customers will come and they'll complain after they take head measurement and say, see, no, get that. I used to tell them, not be every week with me, I will sabi take measurement, I will transfer the measurement. It's one thing to take head measurements and even take it correctly. Most of you don't even know how to take it correctly. So if you have problem with measurements for your glueless wig, it means you're going to have issues. So that is a module, is a lesson. That's lesson one altogether. Anything that has to be end placement, forget it. It cannot work. It cannot work. The science behind one of the techniques that work for making glueless frontal wigs, you have to be able to make the wig snug. And end placement does not give you a snug fit. I cannot explain more than that. That's the reason why I tell you that this has to be a tutorial. It has to be a course. And which is the reason why I have a course. All I'm doing right now is to make your eyes open to know that this is something you're struggling with. It's time for you to solve it. If you're interested, fine. If you're not interested, no problems. There's some people that will always say, oh, I don't have the money, but the same person is buying Ashwebi. Everything's about priorities, right? If you take care of the business that fits you, that business will give you more money and you'll be able to do whatever you want to do. The first 4 years in my business, I was not attending weddings. I couldn't afford that surely because I had too many classes to pay for. I had tools to buy. I have different sizes of blockheads. At the time, I don't use cheap products. I use L'Oreal. Like I use really good products for my clients. I don't even know how to mice products. So you can see that I also needed to like set up a physical location because I'd been doing business for a while and I was sharing a space with somebody, which is a smart thing to do. If you're starting out, you don't have to rush to go and get a shop. You can share with somebody. The beauty about sharing your space with somebody, I'm deviating, but I want to just mention this. The beauty about sharing your space with somebody, sharing your space with someone is you get to pay monthly rent, no pressure. And then many at times you don't have to come with your furniture. You just have to pay them monthly. And then you stay there, you benefit from their customer base. Their customers are seeing you that this person is very good at doing hair. Before you know it, you're able to gather money and you can rent your own space. That's what I did. The fourth thing I want you to know, which I've mentioned, is you have to take correct head measurements. It sounds funny. No be head measurement. Yes, you'll be very surprised that you don't take correct measurements. You'll be very, very surprised. Also, something else I noticed with when it comes to measurements, you see these measurement tapes that we use? These measurement tapes, if I buy measurement tape today and Victory Obiora, for example, buys measurement tape somewhere else in Port Harcourt, we are still in the same Port Harcourt, but the two measurement tapes will be different. So for customers that, of course, because we service customers that are not even based in Port Harcourt, we have customers that are sending their hairs from Abuja, different places. One of the recent hairs we sent out went to Aja in Lagos. I have a system that I use for that to correct that because I cannot be having a customer, I'm doing virtual consultation with the customer to take their measurement and they are giving me measurement. But when I now use the same measurement to transfer to make the wig, it's not fitting. I remember I said, glueless frontal wig has to be snug. It has to fit like a glove. So that's the fourth thing. One last thing I want to talk about. I've talked about hairline already. The hairline, you have to consider there are different types of hairline. You have to factor it in. And then there are some customers that their hairline is really, really low. There are so many ways when you're doing your consultation with those customers, you have to be able to explain to them. And I'm mentioning consultation because yes, I don't do glueless wig for customers without consultation. We have to do a consultation where I talk you through the process and explain to you what is expected of you, especially if you have those really low hairline. Your experience with the wig, it's gonna sit fine, but the hair you have all over, how do you make it look presentable? Those are some of the things I talk about when I do consultation with customers. So it's very important. And when you do consultation with a customer, you've automatically, by default, presented yourself as an expert. When someone is sick, I gave an instance the last time. My mom was ill for a while, and I was at the hospital with her, and I noticed that when we went to the hospital, we had to buy a hospital card to register. Um, my mom already had a hospital card with the hospital, but they couldn't find it, so we had to like um pay money for them to give us a card. Like the payment was not like afresh, but we paid. That's one revenue stream. Oh. Then we had to pay to see a consultant. Um, she had to see a neurologist. She had to see an ophthalmologist. She had to see they had to get her a physiotherapist too, because they needed to be doing like massage on her body. She saw different types of experts. She ran different types of tests. For each of those tests, she was charged. They were billed. They billed it for us. We saw this money. Then she was now giving medication. Same hospital. They have their pharmacy department. And then she's supposed to be doing routine check again. Routine check. And for every time you see an expert, you pay. For every time you sit for consultation, you pay for it. Don't you see how we respect doctors? It's because of how they've presented themselves. Somebody that is selling agbo by the roadside or in the market, he's what he's selling or can also help someone that is sick. But you don't see him the same way you see a doctor. It is presentation. That is why I do consultation with customers. I have to make you know that I'm an expert, right? I am the one that is making the wig for you. I know. I've studied how wigs have. In fact, for someone that is very good with wigs, you may have understood the anatomy of the human hair, the shape. Which brings me to the next thing. You have to consider the hairline and then the head shape. There are some customers that have really flat heads at the back. Some of them, their heads really flat at the back. Then there are some people, their heads is curved at the back. It affects the wig too. But of course, you won't find this on YouTube. I'm not going to keep talking. There's something I want to highlight before I leave. So when I was going live on Sunday, I announced that I was going live on TikTok on Sunday. I made that announcement on Saturday. When I went to church on Sunday, the message, I highlighted some key things. Let me mention it. You guys know the story of Joseph in the Bible, right? For those of you that are Christians, what do you think Joseph did for them to make him a prime minister? He solved a problem that Pharaoh had. He interpreted Pharaoh's dream, and then he provided solution and told Pharaoh that for the famine that is coming, this is what and what we should do to tackle the famine so that we will not lack. And he helped Pharaoh to make a lot of money. Which other person? There's so many examples. The more problems you solve, the bigger problems you solve, the better problems you solve, the more money you make. If you're just revamping wig for customers, they'll be dragging you and be wanting you to pay 5K. But if you're doing something as important as making their wig glueless, and you know they cannot even find it elsewhere, people where they do glueless, you know plenty. That's what I'm telling you guys. Now is the best time. They will pay you. They will pay you. They will pay you very well. When I started making glueless one time, there was a customer that was always saying, Perry, you're very expensive. Oh, you're very expensive, but I know you, they deliver. She knows. She booked. She asked for a discount. I told her it's not possible. She has to pay the price that is on the website. We booked. This is the same person that I'm sure if it was revamping, she would have said, no, it's too expensive. Maybe we should have gone somewhere else because she doesn't see the value, you know. That's the point I'm trying to make. There are people that on a normal day, they will not pay. My revamping, I don't have any revamping. The cheapest revamping service we have is 12 or 15,000, and it's for really short hairs. That price is even going to change. Yeah. And we have some customers that will be dragging leg to revamp their wigs. But for service like revamping and even layering, I mean, I studied in Port Harcourt can layer hair. They know plenty. At least I'm seeing if Port Harcourt is a queue for you. You might be telling yourself, I don't have money, go and borrow money. Yes, go and borrow money. If you can borrow money to pay school fees in school, you can borrow money to pay for something that will give you money. The beautiful thing about a skill is when you know what you're doing and when you've learned, you paid for it, you can start getting customers on the spot. It doesn't have to be. When I learned how to make bridal hair, the same month that I learned, I started getting. I've even seen students that I've told you guys, you pay for the course on the spot. She started collecting wigs. She made her money back. You have to be willing to help yourself. Let me just say what I wrote from my note on Sunday. Solve the most difficult problems to become a star. Here's a message, a sermon in church. Solve the most different problems you become a star. Problems are platforms for growth. The question you ask yourself in your industry, what are there's many problems. Your ability to see the problem and your attitude to the problem determines how life goes for you. There's many are looking, few are seeing. Many people, many wig makers are seeing me talk about glass frontal wigs, but they are not actually seeing. They are looking, they are seeing my post, but they are not actually seeing. When I say eyes that see, because one of the things that God does for you, for a business owner, is He opens your eyes to see. I am He that teacheth thee to prosper. If God tells you today, go and start selling water, just go and start because He has seen something that I don't know how to explain it. I wish many wig makers, especially those of you that are struggling, that are new, you can see the golden opportunity. It doesn't matter where you are. Lagos is saturated, Port Harcourt is saturated, everywhere you are in the industry is saturated. But you can stand out. Even bread, as popular as bread wey they chop, there are so many brands for bread. There are still people today that still start their bread companies. Do you know what they do? They find problems that already exist in that market, and their products, they release their product to solve that problem, and they stand out. You don't even have to be the everyday wig maker that does everything. You can specialize on making glueless frontal wigs, and that becomes your thing. And then let me tell you the beautiful part about it. These services that you're struggling to be doing, you collect some money, revamping, all those things, it can be additional service. You call them add-on services. So if someone brings their wig, they want to do glueless, you can look at it and tell them, oh, this wig feels dry. You have to get it revamped. This is the price. We do it. If you check our social media in the last 1 year, 2 years, you notice that we don't really post revamping because it's an add-on service that we do. We don't post it. When people come in, we tell them this wig is dry. They pay for it. What I'm telling you is a full master class that should cost you money, but I'm telling you for free because I want to help you. Um, I mentioned something. I said your ability to see the problem, and the second part I was going to say, I said your attitude towards the problem. Your attitude, you can be doing, I don't have money, I don't have money, no problem, you don't have money. Oh, I can't learn online. There are some of you that no matter how they try to tell you from now to tomorrow, you keep telling yourself you cannot learn online, and it's a mindset. You can learn online. There's nobody that can take my online class and not learn. It's not possible. I have a name to protect. It's not your money that will solve my problem. I've not gone to work today. I'm in my house and I've made money today. So it's not the money you give me. I have a big company, so I make money. Um, your attitude, you can overlook it. I'm just checking to see because I deviated. Your attitude towards that problem, it matters. What does attitude look like? You can be nonchalant about it. You can decide to take a step and decide that, you know what, it's time for me to learn this thing. What do I need to do? So, guys, this session has been going on for an hour, and I've shared all I need to share. I don't need to say anymore. Anybody that is serious will take action. I've told you guys that besides, if you have any question, you can drop it here. If you want to chat me directly, you can. For most of you, you already came from WhatsApp. You can send me a private message on WhatsApp, or you can send a message on TikTok. I check TikTok messages, so I'm going to see your question, or you can drop it here. Whichever one is fine. If you want to pay an installment, you don't have the full money, 195,000. That's fine. Also, this is August. I extended it um, to first week in September. It's going to be the last time that I'm going to be selling this course in Naira. I have so many students from outside of Nigeria, and selling my course in Naira I'm shooting myself on the leg. Yes, you can pay in Naira, but the cost will be in USD, so you'll be converting to pay in Naira. So if you know that you want to take this course, this is the best time for you to take it. Someone asked me the other day, hi Miss Berry, if I take the course and I haven't been able to complete my last installment before September, am I still able to pay in Naira? Yes, you can pay in Naira. That's not a problem. But I'm letting you guys know that you might go to the website and you start seeing USD. Yes, because I have people from all over the world. I'm building a global brand. I will not be tagging my services in Naira anymore because Naira doesn't have value, and I'm literally shooting myself on the leg. I don't mean to come off like I'm bragging. I've spent so much money to learn what I know. And that's the reason why I have so much confidence to put my prices in dollars. And I have students from all over. In fact, I have a student that has been telling me, Miss Purple, please, you have to do a US store. And I know that I thought that it's something I have, it's in the works. When it's time, I'm going to make an announcement for it. For now, there's so much still going on that I'm not able to pursue that now. But you get the point. The cost is 195,000 naira. For those of you that will be signing up um, in the next 48 hours too, I normally do what I call a fast action bonus. People that are signing up in the next 48 hours, you get 48 hours like in the next 2 days, you get access to a styling course that I have. Most of you are new. I used to sell the styling course that my students have so many testimonials. Verses of Beauty, she talks about it. Um, what's her name again? Verses of Beauty, the Hair Laundry Queen. Is it the Hair Laundry Queen? No. Um, I can't remember their names because it's been a long time, but I have the videos on my phone and I've posted it in some of the groups before now. That styling course is going to be like an added bonus because I want you to also learn how to present your work better. When you finish the glueless wig, you have to style it. No, I don't have any course on layering. You can take a layering course with Glam Affairs. She has a layering course, Glam Affairs. The person that recently styled hair for Mercy Chinwo. For me, I'm currently not teaching layering. I try to focus on one thing per time. This is what God has asked me to teach for now, and this is what I'm teaching. When is the class? It's a recorded class, like I said. The class is already filmed, it's already recorded, and it was recorded with a professional camera and a professional videographer. So when you pay for it, when you finish paying for it, you join the next set. The next cohort is starting first week in September. So we're taking enrollment. Everybody, people are paying now. We're adding everyone to a new group. We have groups on WhatsApp. We have group one, group two. This is the third group, group three that we're adding. In fact, every other person that been signing up, we've just been adding them to like the old group. But right now, I'm putting everybody that everyone that is signing up between now and September, you're going to be joining the group three. The reason why I'm doing like that is I used to even do live stream, like troubleshoot. Okay, so you've tried this. What worked? What did you notice? Did you notice any difference between this size of frontal and this side? Like those are some of the things that we talk about. So it's literally an academy, like I said, it's an academy. So I have to attend to you group by group, and that is the reason why the class will mostly be sold more like a monthly thing, right? So that this group is added. I know that I've attended to everybody in the group. It's easy for me to follow up and know that okay, everybody is sorted. I don't like teaching students and not giving them time. If you ask anybody, they'll tell you I always give you my time. In fact, if you take any class from me and you have a challenge, you can always reach out. So yeah, the class is recorded. It's already done, but the group will be active in September. So people that are signing up now are just signing up to take advantage of the discount. So that's where I'm going to end this for now. I don't want to keep talking. We've already spent an hour. All right, guys. So I'm going to end it here. I don't know if there's any other question. If you have questions, please ask me. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I go live a lot on YouTube because YouTube gives me that um ability to save the live stream so anybody can watch it later. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe. The more you subscribe, the more YouTube will push this video to more wig makers. And one of the vision I have is to help wig makers. That's the reason why I'm writing books. I told you guys I already published an ebook. I'm trying to publish another one. I'm not just doing it because I like to write. It takes a lot of work, but I know that in our industry we can be better, we can be respected, and that is if people have access to information. So please subscribe, like this video. It's not going to take anything from you. Please just subscribe, like the video. That is your way of giving back. So yeah, that's it for now. If there's any question, please just send me a message. So yeah, thank you, Ifoma. Thank you, Randall. Thank you, Igeneki Tega. Thank you, Victory Ubiora. Thank you, Michael. Michael, our banker. Thank you. Thank you. Who is Amateur Apprentice? Thank you, Miracle Blessing. Thank you, Heba Ima. Thank you, the lady from Ghana. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in another live stream. If you have questions, you can ask me on WhatsApp or on TikTok or on Instagram, whichever one is comfortable for you. I'll get to see your message and I'll reply. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.